Hi everyone, I'm Kat Torgerson. Today I'd like to share with you a book that I made with some of the old pictures that I have found and collected over the years from my mom, from cousins, leftovers from when we moved into my grandma's house many years ago. I made this book out of a hardcover Moby Dick that I had purchased at a rummage sale, probably for like 50 cents or probably even less than that. I had textured it with tissue paper, covered it in Mod Podge, and then painted it this nice matte white color. I do believe it was like one of those chalk paints. I can't think of the color that it is right now, but you know, they're like this short, the little chalk paints, you can get them at Walmart. I had picked up a long piece of lace ribbon at a rummage sale. Actually, I had gotten this piece in like a grab bag. Like they had a plastic bag full of just bits and pieces of ribbon and other materials like that. But it was white and I tea stained it. And this is a tie close. It keeps the book shut. I don't know, it's a pretty good gator mouth on this thing, but it's so pretty because it can stand up on the shelf and it's almost like a piece of decor as well. So I made this book, I would say probably 2 or 3 years ago, and over time I'll show you how like things have changed in even 3 years time, 2 to 3 years time. So it's just a simple bow that I have, and I have it wrapped a couple times because in case I want to add things, then I have room so I can still close it up. And it's just so pretty. I think it just gives that little extra something. So the first 2 pages are like a fabric-y, I don't know what it was, but I thought I like the color and I like how it maintains the integrity of the book, keeping it together, and all the signatures. I just ran an ink pad over this warped, wrinkly page here just to accentuate the age and just how the pages have changed over time. You'll notice in this book that I have removed a few pages. 1, 2, yeah, I think I did like 6 pages in this one that I just cut. And over time, if I would like to add anything, I can always glue it to one of these little flappy deals. And you know, over all the years, I've always thought that I had them all the pictures to collect, and then I find that I am absolutely wrong, and I always run into another picture that I inherit from somebody or find, or it was just put in another book that I intended on recreating anyway. So this, it opens up to a picture of my Grammy and some old letters. I know it's not very old, but it's on yellow paper. I mean, okay, this was 95, but still, how long ago was that? But it was still letters. These are all letters of just when my grandma had died, people would send and say the nicest things and the things that she was remembered for, and just little pieces of ephemera and information, things that she had done, you know, records throughout her life. And then my great-grandparents on their original farm. Now see, these pages are made super sturdy because I glued 3 of them all together to create one sturdy page. The pages are a little bit wrinkly because I was inexperienced when I created this book, and I wasn't quite using the proper glue. But I don't hate it because it looks worn and it looks loved. And another thing that I don't think was playing in my favor was I made this book in the summertime when I live in Minnesota. Summers are very humid here, and I think that it played a big part in the wrinkling of my pages. So that's one thing that I'm going to keep in mind whenever I make books or journals or any paper items. I definitely want to keep control of the humidity in the summertime. Our winters are extremely dry, so I don't worry about it. I wouldn't have results like this, I don't think, in the wintertime. So this is a baby picture of my grandpa, and I have a little ribbon here, so maybe someday if I find a little bitter piece of grandpa, I can tuck it in there. Again, nice sturdy pages. Some aunties, and when my grandma was young. I mean, look at these pictures. They're all original, and they're just beautiful. Look at this. Apparently, my family had like 16 nuns like 3 generations ago. That's just crazy. I believe it though. And as you can see, there's more pages missing here. Some of them have writing on it, but I think that's okay. It just gives it a little bit more decoration. Here I had purchased some flowers from the dollar store and had tea stained them so that they had that aged look. Use some stickers here, and in the backgrounds I just used some neutral colors. Here I had just cut out, or this is washi tape actually with the buttons. These are just little chipboard buttons, very nostalgic. Another piece that I had purchased from the dollar store years ago. It goes really good in this book. A butterfly, yet again from the dollar store, tea stained so that it matches the patina of all the pages. Old wedding pictures. Now listen, these books, or these photos, aren't glued in this book. They are just taped down with just a little bit of tape that is acid free and all that, just because sometimes I like to share pictures or make copies of pictures. I want to be able to easily remove them without damaging the picture whatsoever. If somebody, you know, comes, you could take this whole book apart and not damage your picture. Some more beautiful black and white pictures. So I had, and then these pretty little flowers that I got from Hobby Lobby, a little bit of lace over here. There's just something about lace and buttons that are just nostalgic to me. A little bit of metallic. Okay, and see here I use these photo corners. Here's an idea for you. You can just tape the little sides of it, tuck the side of this old postcard that I have. You just flip it over and you can read the back. Now this one somebody had taped the back, and they wouldn't have that damage. And if you have pieces too, you can avoid that damage as well. My grandpa had worked on like the Alaska pipeline, and he would send postcards back to my grandma, which only had to say Mrs. Jim Dunn, Frazee, Minnesota. Simple as that. And she would get this mail all the way from Alaska. This is dated May 21st at 3 p.m. from Alaska in 1943. Look at these beautiful pictures and the beautiful postcards and my grandpa's beautiful handwriting. And we'll just tuck that in here and preserve it. Here's another picture that's just tucked in with the photo corners. That way you can see the original writing on the back side. Look at that cigar that my great-grandpa's smoking. Holy smokes. Literally. Oh my gosh. I just noticed this too. I can't tell if that's a real baby. No, it must be a dolly. Use some beautiful lace here on the sides. Look at the fashion. Isn't that great? Huh. My Uncle Pat. Oh, and you know what's so crazy? A lot of these pictures, you can see faces in the glass windows. I don't know if it's creepy or if it's people or what's going on, but I love it. old pictures. Probably when just started becoming color. My grandma owned a cafe downtown in Frazee, and these are some of the pictures that have been preserved. Here's a little coin from Dunn's Diner. I'm not really sure what you can get with that. Oh, let's look. For 5 cents when returned with your bottle. Huh. How about that? Okay, so you can't see this, but it's like a little transparent pocket that I got a whole, like, you get a sleeve of them at Hobby Lobby. They've come in really handy. I love including them in my junk journals. Aunties, beautiful flowers. Grandma and Grandpa. This is vintage music paper. I couldn't even tell you. I mean, I could tell you, but it's all the way over there in a big pile of paper, and it's old. How about that? Buttons again. Cousins, family, aunts. Old letters. Oh, this is a baptism certificate. You know, just keep all this stuff together. These are old newspaper clippings. Here's my auntie is in here somewhere. Probably there. And somewhere in there. Just great memories. Not mine, but I mean, you look back and you see, I come from a small town, so this stuff, you know, is just nostalgic, and you keep the memories alive, and which keeps the town tight, you know what I mean? This is a girl, I didn't know who she was, but there's a name on the back, and I Googled Mixie Campbell, and then I found out that she went to the same school with my grandma, and I found a picture of her in a class photo with my Aunt Rose. So this was Sue's, but she was in my great Aunt Rose's class. And you know, the internet has been pretty helpful that way, just trying to figure out who these people are. And she looks like a movie star, don't you think? And back here is just more, these are original newspaper clippings, and here is an old wedding announcement from my cousin, and just old pictures. Look at that, that's my grandma with all of her bowling buddies. Isn't that cute? And I just keep my Auntie Sissy's funeral thing. I don't know, what do you call them? Program? I don't know. But just, you know, in memory of loved ones. And, you know, that's what junk journals are all about. This is where you keep the stuff that you would like to keep, but they are sitting at the bottom of your drawer, you know what I mean? And just some more paperwork, newspaper, clippings. Recently we were joking with my sisters that I didn't have a copy of my birth certificate, and they were floored because they're like, you have a copy of everybody else's birth certificate but your own? I was like, oh my gosh, you're so right. How sad is that? Gee. Okay, so we're just gonna wrap this pretty little book up again. And no matter how much stuff you put into it, you can always put it back together, and it'll stand up beautifully on your shelf. And it's just full of memories and loved ones, and it's just so pretty to look at. Looks beautiful on your shelf. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching my video. I hope it inspired you to, maybe you have a bunch of these pictures and you don't know what to do with them. Please subscribe to my channel. Come back and watch again. You can also find me on Facebook and Instagram and Etsy. You have yourself a wonderful day, and we'll see you next time. Bye.